you need to hear this bench press warning because it concerns your safety. So, most of you guys live solo. So when you bench press, you don't have any spotters. You're just relying on your own raw strength, and if you get pinned at the bottom, you're likely screwed. So in that case, I'm pretty sure that most of you know by now to bench press in the power rack. This is the station where you got those little pins they set up, and you pretty much put it a little bit under your chest. So if you fail a weight, you just deflate the arch, and boom, it's on the safety pins. No injury is going to come about. And actually, many times the power rack can be more reliable than human spotters. And we've seen lots of powerlifters who got hurt in meets, even though they had like 4 guys spotting them. So safety pins or just some things that you have like suspended chains, anything that will prevent the bar from crashing down on your body is a must-have when you're bench pressing solo. However, one thing that people never talk about is what happens when you dump a weight while bench pressing with a belt on. Now, I know some of you guys are thinking, what? Bench pressing with a belt? Why would you do that in the first place? Well, lots of powerlifters do this, and I believe it's legal to do in a meet. Essentially, the belt will help you with intra-abdominal pressure, and it will prevent your ass from coming off the bench. I started using a belt about 2.5, 3 months ago, and it has made all the difference. My ass never comes off the bench anymore. I feel a lot more tight. I feel a lot more explosive out of the hole. Like, trust me, if you bench press with a belt, you will feel fantastic. So I recommend you give it a shot. I think you're going to love it very much. You're going to feel a lot more stable. It's an underrated technique, but some of the great powerlifters that I know are using this. So that said, when you bench press with a belt, which a lot of guys are doing, there is a safety issue. You see, if you are bench pressing alone and you attempt to dump a weight, guess what? The barbell is going to get caught up in your fucking belt, especially if you're doing the Mark Bell Dick style, right? The boner effect, where you take the end of the belt and you just loop it so that it looks like a boner sticking out. If you do that, you're fucked. You will not be able to dump the weight because the belt is bulky. The belt will elevate, giving you a large gut. And whenever you try to dump that weight, it's going to get stuck. And the thing is, if you're not adjusting the pin height accordingly, you're actually going to be pinned there. I know this to be true because it happened to me, man. Happened to your boy. I almost snapped my fucking shit up last night, man. I was bench pressing with a belt solo. Usually I have a spotter. I didn't have one this time around. I dumped the weight like I've done in the past, and it got fucking caught on my belt. I must have been under the bar for at least a minute with this heavy ass weight pressing against my stomach. It created bruising, guys. I have all kinds of red marks. It looks like someone took a whip and slashed me. I'm lucky that I didn't get hurt, and I'm lucky that someone actually showed up to help me. Like, I was there, I'm like, can somebody help me? And then a guy came in and he unloaded the plates. This is because you don't account for the fact that when you bench with a belt, you have to adjust the pin height accordingly. You need to raise the pin height just a little bit, all right? Now, some power racks, okay, they're not super adjustable. So you can't afford to go a pin height higher because if you do that, then it becomes a pin press. So in that case, I'm going to say ditch the fucking belt. Or if you're going to use it, make sure that you have a spotter behind you or spotters on the side. You need to be aware of the safety risks when going in the power rack. So my advice for you is this. Go to the gym, wear your belt, and then try dumping away. Just dump empty bar on your chest and see if it gets locked in your belt. If the barbell is not able to pass through, that's a safety problem, and you're going to get snapped the fuck up if you're alone in the gym one day. Like, imagine if you're under there for 5 minutes, you know, with like 400 pounds in your hand. Come on, it's not a good thing. So be very aware of this. I don't think anybody's ever talked about this on YouTube, to be honest with you. I think this might be the first fucking video of bench pressing with a belt and dumping the bar while solo. So please, make sure that the pins that you're using are adjustable. I know the Rogue racks, there's like really, really small holes, so you can go a little bit higher and it's not going to interfere with your form. But if you have the case where you try dumping it and the pins get stuck and it gets stuck in your belt, you have to stop benching with a belt on, period. It's an underrated tip, but it's very, very, very important for your safety if you're considering benching with a belt on. So with that said, I hope you learned something. Stay safe, guys. It's the most important thing. When you get snapped up, your life will never be the same again, at least in the lifting world. And with that said, I'd love to hear your feedback down below regarding bench press safety techniques.